RTFC.baconicecream.com.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness. I am one of your hosts, Rich, here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC. We got all sorts of cool people again today. The usual crew is here. We've got Ed, Retro KillDashNine. We got Crow. And we've got Classic Gaming Fun Pete, who's on mute.
I was typing and I got flack from Dan Nastic last week for typing while I was at.
Well, it's because you type so loud.
I've got a clicky keyboard. It's not my fault. My keyboard is really, really clicky.
So, how's it going, everybody? How's the week been? How's it all? How's it all going?
Going good.
Good.
Yeah, it's a normal week. Well,
excellent. I've been up for a while.
We freaked out Pete.
Faked out me, man. Big time.
Yeah.
I'll get my revenge.
We're going to talk about that in a little bit. We're in just a quick second about some cool things going on. But right now we're gonna go ahead and start saying hi to people. All sorts of people in the chat. We got Gabe Goblin, what's going on? Dan Nastic, what's up? Andreas, what's going on? Andrew Joseph, Crimson Cross. Hey Ryan, what's up? It's watching England playing rugby. Okay, all right, awesome. We'll catch you on the replay. That's awesome. Hey, what's up, Lee? Okay, what do we got? Ian's here. Kio's here. All sorts of cool stuff. All sorts of good stuff. Andrew's giving us a little flack for coming in.
That's great.
What's up, Fastback? Chris, John. It's all good. So, all right, cool. So we got a whole bunch of cool stuff for you today. We're so the show's theme today is giving thanks. Of course, here in the States we're coming up on the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. So I figure, you know what? Let's chill, let's kick back and think about the games that really kind of matter to us in this past year.
Wait, I'm not thankful for anything. I'm Canadian.
the games that got us through and all sorts of stuff. And then we'll put our seasonal hats on. We'll start talking about like what do you think about possibilities of a seasonal cart, right? Like what do you think? What are our thoughts about that? We're gonna have a little fun. We're gonna put our marketing director hats on. We're gonna create our own premium pack, and then we're gonna start talking about the thing that we keep pushing to the side, but pushing no more. We're gonna be talking about our collection rankings and what we're gonna do. And we're gonna add you guys in the mix. The chat will tell us what they want to see as far as the direction they want to go in the collection ranking thing. And of course, we also have, of course, the Evercast score challenge and some chat with you guys. So it's gonna be a pretty awesome show. All right, cool. So let's roll on into that first topic then. Giving thanks. So I'm gonna just go around a bit, and then of course we're gonna dip into the chat too and take some thoughts from you guys as well. Let's just pick a few. Don't have to go like too deep, 1, 2, 3 games or whatever. What games this year have really kind of like hit that spot for you where you're like, you know what, thank goodness we have this cool little device in our hands, that we can play these games because they got us through a cool, like a rough patch or a time or whatever, or they were there when we needed them, or they were just there when we wanted to just chill. So who wants to jump in there and go first?
Wait a minute, does this have to be Evercade games or
No.
any game?
I mean, it could be literally anything. I mean, if it is happens to be Evercade, then all the merrier. But yeah, I think in this particular thing, it could be literally anything.
I'll go first.
Yeah, sure.
One game. I guess we can all say one game and say other games as we're riffing off each other. I think the game that I probably one of the few games I finished this year actually in modern games was Outriders, that came out in April for it was on Game Pass. So Outriders is kind of like a PvE space epic game. I don't want to ruin the story, but that game was awesome. I love that game. I played it start to end within like 2 days, finished the entire campaign. Really interesting story. But yeah, Outriders is probably one of the big highlights for the year because I normally don't finish games during the year. I usually wait for the holidays to finish it, but I finished that one pretty quick. So that was a big highlight to play that game.
Nice.
And that just showed me the power of Game Pass. Again, the fact that game came out, didn't have to buy it, just, finished it. But Outriders for sure. That was like, if we just go around and do the modern consoles, that's probably one
Cool.
that I really enjoyed.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, that's it. Yeah. There's other ones too.
All right, cool. So who else wants to jump in there?
Well, I'll go because my number one game for this year and every year is that. Ooh. There you go. In fact, I was actually just working on it the other day. So I had it up. I actually posted that on Twitter and I was trying to modify some stuff on it. But yeah, I've been playing that a lot. So that's my number one for this year and every year.
That's awesome. That's epic. That's epic. So how did it go with the with the working on it?
It actually went. It was funny because what I was trying to do is slow the ball down as it went around the loop, because if it was going too fast, it would come out and it would kind of go crazy. It's supposed to feed to the flipper. And I had it fixed for a while, but I guess the Velcro I'd put in there stopped working. So I was coming up with another way to do that. So that worked out pretty good. But also there was kind of a loose light bulb in there. So I decided to take care of that as well. So I took apart part of the machine in order to replace it. But that kind of led to some other issues because when I pulled the table out, I pulled it out too far and it kind of fell. And then when I got it back and everything and I put it all back together and I turned it back on, I had two issues that I had to take the machine back apart for and fix because I accidentally covered up one of the infrared sensors when I was putting stuff in there, and some of the light bulb, the placements of them kind of popped out, and I needed to put those back. But yeah, it took a few hours, but then I've been playing the thing like a few hours every day. So,
oh, that's awesome. That's really cool. That's excellent. All right, so. Ed, what's up?
No, skip me. So, okay, so it's different of what's current right now versus like initially throughout the year. So initially, there's one cart in particular that throughout the year that was my always go-to cart, and for me that was Namco Museum 2, and in particular Dragon Spirit for a while. I would switch between that, because it's I think one of the only cards that has beat 'em ups and shoot 'em ups. Like I would switch between that, switch between Philios and the Splatter Houses, and then that has Galaga on it. And then that's how I discovered Wartman, right? And then for a while, because like for me, and actually, my next video, I might kind of talk about this. Like for me, unfortunately, I get bored of games easily, and I hate that. And so I switch around a lot. And like Xeno Crisis, because I got that cart later because it was hard to get. And I wanted to get them in order. Like that revived things for me. And then even Atari 1, switching between like Aqua Adventure, Ninja Golf, and like Food Fight. And then lately I've been playing Namco Collection 1, just like Pac-Man. Like I've been playing a ton of that. And I know we said we were going to win. And then I guess the last thing, none of Evercade related, is so like every day I try to at least play like Tetris or like Dr. Mario on my Game Boy Advance, because those kind of games, like they can help you deal with anxiety. Like if you can keep your cool towards the end as like the pills or the blocks are filling up. Don't take that out of context.
Cool. That's awesome.
I rattled off a lot of stuff.
No, that's cool. That's cool. I think for me, as far as the game that is kind of just kind of always been there, right now actually is I have two. One is an Evercade title, and the other is actually a mobile game that will soon be on another system. But the one for me is right off of Pico 1, and it's been there on my list since last year, and I haven't seen one yet that has knocked it off, and for me it's Water Margin. And the reason why is because it's just such a cool game to hang out with and play, and it kind of like reintroduced me to that whole beat 'em up thing, and it's just such a cool game. And I kept playing it over and over again. I played it on the Evercade. I had my, when I had my Legends Ultimate, I was playing it all the time on that. It was just such a cool game. And it's something that I know that I'm always going to go back to. And now that we're waiting for the VS, as soon as I get it on the VS, it's going to be one of those staples. The Pico is going to go straight in there. It's going to sit there for a while inside the VS, and anytime somebody comes over, just be like, all right, cool, let's go play some beat 'em up action. And then I'll be like, have you heard of this game? And then just sit down and just like introduce over and over again to Water Margin. And the other game that I'm thankful for is I'm thankful for it for a specific reason, and it's because I keep connecting with my son, my son Douglas, with this game, and that's Evil Knievel. Now, right now, it's a phone game, right? And you can't play it anywhere else. And if you were lucky enough to download it, because it's not even listed on the stores anymore.
Oh, it should be. I think you could get it on the Amazon App Store.
You can get it on the Amazon App Store.
It's not on Android, yeah.
Because I went looking on an iOS device, and I can't even see it in the App Store on an iOS device anymore. So I don't know if they pulled it or whatever.
Oh, on iOS, I don't know, but yeah. I bought it on the Amazon App Store.
Nice. I mean, and it's such a cool game, and obviously in the app stores it gets buried, right? Those games get washed over, and it's just another like Trials kind of clone thing, whatever. But I think it's really cool, and it's got bright graphics, and it's fun. It's fun to play. It just really is. And on top of it, yeah, there it is.
It's still up on Amazon App Store.
Oh, awesome. So if you've got access to Amazon App Store, like get on there and grab it, because it's such a cool game. It's such a fun thing, and my son loves it. He absolutely adores this game. We play it every single Wednesday right before our chiropractor's appointment after work. And he'll keep asking for it, right? Just a little bit ago, because I think he was just looking for something to play. He was just he was asking me for the phone because he wanted to play what he calls the jumpy game, because he names every motorcycle is jumpy, because he watches this show called Stinky and Dirty on Amazon, and he loves it. And then the character was a motorcycle, that the character's name is Jumpy, and then everything is jumpy. All motorcycles are jumpy. So but yeah, he loves that game, and it's really cool. It's very, very cool. So let's see here. Let's see. We got some cool things in here. Oh, Atari One's Video Pinball. It's a go-to this year. That's another clutch call, Crimson Cross. It's so good. It's so good. It's my first year. That's my whole cool. Pac-Man, great shout out, awesome. Aquaventure is a great game too. Yeah.
Speaking of which, they just offered up a physical release of that. The Atari Atari XP.
Atari XP, right? Yeah, that's such an interesting thing, right? It's kind of weird, because obviously, we all can play Aquaventure, and Yara's Return, right? They're already on our collections. But yeah, having the physical thing is like it's an interesting proposition. Yeah. I don't know about the cost value.
Oh, actually, when I first looked at it, I thought they were asking $50 for just the cartridge, and I was like, no. But then I looked at it again. I think they updated everything, and there's even pictures. It does come with a box and a manual. It specifically says that in the description as well. So I did wind up buying Aquaventure. $50 seemed about right.
That's right. I think that's wrong. That's wrong.
What?
The cart is $49 by itself.
That's what I said.
Yeah, the premium you only.
No. Look at the description.
That in Discord.
No, if that's the case, then their website is lying.
Yeah, their website was totally wrong. They sent out apologies on that. So maybe they re-update it now. Will make good on that, because I wouldn't buy it until I found out that it was the box, because I thought $49 for just a cart is really ridiculous.
Yeah, with the box and
It
manual,
is.
that made sense, because if you were buying on Atari Age,
Maybe they updated
included
it
the
since
box.
Friday.
That's even I
Yeah.
don't know. That's for me. That's even too much of the box and because it's been out for like that game has been out. The only thing I didn't like too is they tried to claim like it's never been released on a cart before. I'm like, hello, Evercade's had it released, and for what
Well,
60, $70 you can actually buy an Evercade in the cart, and you can get two games.
Even the picture, like the picture they have, the picture of the cartridge and the box.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'm looking at this right now.
Right. Yeah. Right on the website. Right.
Yeah.
I went looking
It
at
says
it again last night.
Each standard edition copy comes sealed with a high quality box, cartridge, and manual. So if they're
Okay.
lying about that,
Oh, that'd be
there's a
sad
problem.
face. Yeah, that'd be real sad face. I would not like that.
The other reason I have a problem with that is you can get like sealed Atari box games for like $20, like and like loose games are like $5. Like Atari games are not that expensive, like at all.
Yeah, well, but if you go on Atari Age, like the counter that if you go on Atari Age, when somebody creates a homebrew, right, and then they do a run of their game and on a cartridge, I mean those are $60-$70.
Yeah,
well,
but that's fair.
But like I'd say about $45-$50, I think, because cartridge is like $25 if you want cartridge only, and then if you want usually it's like $15 to $25 more.
Yeah. So I mean it's cool. It's definitely like it's an interesting thing, but yeah, I mean there were a couple missteps in the way that they were like organizing that whole release, but it is it's
Atari for you.
It is interesting though to see them like at least trying, right? They're trying to
trying to
do something.
You could put a video out with art that's not yours in it too. That's happened to another company. So let's not go cast stones on just one company there.
Well, yeah, I mean
Evercade put a video out with Double Dragon 1 in it. Wasn't supposed to be there, so I never cast stones at anybody or make fun of any company. You never know who in the audience works for a company that you may be dissing on.
Right. Yeah. 100%. 100%.
We're just being critical.
But yeah. So that's cool. We got all that kind of cool stuff and a whole bunch of other people. I'll put Lee back up. Didn't play Sensible Soccer before this year. And really looking forward to playing 2-player on the VS. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is good. That is good times.
Yeah.
So
wasn't that Andrew's favorite game or one of them, or I don't know. I thought it was somebody's. Soccer kid. I'm getting my soccer confused.
Yeah. Andrew from Blaze. Yeah, I think he did enjoy some Sensible Soccer. A lot of people enjoy Sensible Soccer over there in the UK's. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So, let's move on to talking about some seasonal cards since we are in like the thrust of the holiday season. What are you guys' thoughts on like if it were ever to happen, like what would you like? Would you think it would be something that would be okay or not? And then on top of it, like what would it look like? What would one look like? I mean, obviously the easy one, like off the bat. I mean, obviously you could easily do kind of like a Halloween kind of cart, all sorts of spooky games. We were talking about, they were alluding to that a little bit on our Halloween episode. But what about the other holidays? What do you guys think?
Well, Christmas would probably be the second most likely one because there are quite a few Christmas games. Like especially if they started doing like computer games, there'd be a lot to go by. When you're looking at Christmas. For all other holidays, I'm not so sure.
You know what I'd really like? I don't know if they would do this, but I would like them to so hear me out. Imagine a seasonal cart like it doesn't have a number on it. Like maybe one year they do Halloween and it's like orange, and then the next year maybe Christmas. I don't know, because like they already have red, so maybe white and green. But what if it was a limited edition? Like what if it was only available that year? Maybe something for charity. Like you had to make it. You had to jump on it. It's not part of the numbered set, so people wouldn't be like, oh, I have to have it, but maybe you would, and then you throw games on there, like some seasonal, or like even if not, I don't. And here's the other thing that would be good about it, that maybe some companies like some of the bigger companies would be more willing to give Blaze a license, like for a limited run. Like, hey, it's only available this time. It's not going to conflict whatever they're doing. I think that would be That would be
There was
cool.
a site that was releasing NES, like Christmas themed NES games every year, cartridge every year, and it was like see-through, and it had lights in it. So when you
Ooh.
plugged it in, it would like light up, like with Christmas, like Christmas lights when you powered it on.
That's
I
kinda
can't
neat.
remember where that was though. That was a few years ago.
That's neat.
That would
Yeah.
be cool.
I'd be down with one of those. Like have a have an Evercade cart that would do that. You have like the little
Well, you wouldn't.
buttons.
Well, yeah, and you wouldn't really see it though. I mean, and the lights you'd only see it if you had it in NES top loader.
Yeah, yeah. That's true. That's true. I mean, or I guess in the VS, you could have it flip up, right? Have the
Well,
cart just open up.
The VS already has a light bar in the front. You could just
Yeah.
have it do Christmas colors.
have it. Yeah.
You know what?
Actually,
I
you
saw
know what?
that
That would be kind of cool, right?
Andrew Joseph put in the chat like 4th of July, like Independence Day. You know what they could do with that? They could like that. Maybe that'd be an excuse, like Captain America, X-Men, like turn that into like a superhero cart.
Broforce.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Broforce. Yeah. That'd be kind of
Yeah.
neat. But actually, it just came into my head, right? What if there was like a secret code, right? And the secret code was like ho ho ho, and then and then the VS would do like, like a Christmassy light thing, just for like a couple seconds. That'd be cool, right?
Ryan,
That'd
get
be
on
neat.
that and a firmware update. We can watch this on the
Like, I
replay.
mean, it's not a collection or a card or whatever, but that's kind of fun.
I'd be down with that.
Or like you have like pastel LEDs for like
Ooh.
springtime and
Well, you know what
all
you know what
sorts
they
of stuff.
could do, Rich? It could be a code, or imagine like let's say you logged in like the week of Halloween and there was like a Halloween theme, like updated in the background, or like Christmas. There's like a Christmas theme.
Yeah.
I remember like the Wii or some of their consoles doing that, like based upon like the date.
Mhm.
That
Yeah.
would be
Yeah,
that'd be
the
Oh,
Wii,
yeah.
the Wii Home, right? The home screen where you see all the Mii's walking around. There'd be like
Yeah.
leaves that would fall in the fall or snow. Like everyone would have a cap on. Like it'd be neat. Like give it a little personality, right? Give the whole system a little personality. It's neat. That'd be cool. Oh, secret Christmas game. That's a cool idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Make it Elf Bowling.
Oh man, I remember that.
And just like do not type ho ho in the secret menu, or maybe do. That's hilarious.
Pete, try it right now. Try it right now.
Power Blade 2 also happens at Christmas. Maybe that. Yeah, we're getting in there.
What, like the Die Hard NES game?
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Actually, Die Hard Trilogy is a PlayStation game, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
It is.
Oh,
And
yeah.
that might work. That was an early enough PlayStation game that might be able to be emulated. That'd be cool.
That
And they
game
could
is
put, like,
not as fun
gremlins.
as everybody remembers.
Yeah.
I played it.
The shooting
played it
game
within
is
the
not
last.
playable on modern controllers.
Yeah,
You need
you
the
have
gun.
to like
You need
if
the.
you
Light
did
gun.
even if you mapped it, it would be like an awful experience.
Well, you
right?
could. It was already set up so you could play with a controller if you didn't
Yeah.
have a gun.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah,
not
but it's
great.
awful.
It was
you
not
can't,
great.
you can't
Yeah.
really progress with it. But
Yeah,
the
I remember
Galco
that.
collection on the VS plays really good. The shooter game on there, it plays
Oh.
really, really tight. So
Nice.
that's a good example of good control.
Oh yeah.
Problem is you don't move
Home Alone.
camera angles, whereas in Die Hard Trilogy, it's on rails, so you're moving through, and that's where the controller can't keep up with what a light gun can do on the PlayStation 1. So don't buy it if you don't have a light gun on PS1. It's absolute garbage. But the Evercade, the game on that Gallico is amazing because it's single screen kind of, and it's easy to do that.
Mhm.
He's referring to Lee's comment, Christmas Lemmings, and I remember that. That was on
Yeah.
PC though.
Yep. Yeah.
That's
But
just
there
as
is
bad as
there is
Worms,
an
that game.
original. Oh, that game's
Lemmings?
great. Lemmings is awesome. I played that
Yeah.
a lot. Lemmings
It makes sense that you'd like that.
the original game is on PlayStation, so Lemmings could be, if they could get the Andrew
rights,
says the rights from Sony, you could have Lemmings on Evercade.
Yeah.
Oh, winter summer collection. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's also a good idea to go because then you could also have like I don't know, do games feel like inside games and like outdoor games like in the summertime and like that's like arcade, right? You're going out to places. You have like a special arcade collection or whatever, and then in the wintertime maybe you have like an RPG collection or something, right? Because you're trapped inside. You
we
gotta
already
play
have,
in the warm.
We already have California games. Why not Summer Games 2, and Winter Games?
Yeah. The rest of the Epix games, right?
Yeah.
They all came out on most
Well, if they could get the
somewhere.
if they could get the Commodore 64 emulation,
I think
yeah.
that would be the one that
It would
would
be-
be the whole of my collection.
yeah, put the Commodore 64 Epix games on one cartridge.
Oh gosh.
Yeah.
You know, the Commodore 64 collection would be awesome because they've already
Yeah.
released it on the Commodore 64, and to actually play those games that's on the Mini with a proper joypad, like gamepad, would be awesome on the VS or the handheld. Because the biggest problem with the Commodore 64 games is that joystick that packed with the Mini. It's horrible. But apparently the one that packed with the one with the working keyboard, the Mini with the working keyboard, is actually better. But
Yeah.
Well, I think you could plug in almost any controller you want in that thing. Anyway.
yeah. But you still have to have the because there's a virtual keyboard on it. That's true. Where's
Yeah.
my Mini? Oh, you mean this?
Well, guys, who knows? Maybe in 22 we'll see the green collection.
It's right there.
Right?
Maybe,
Oh,
we'll
nice.
maybe we'll see the green collection, and that'll be the computers.
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
an awesome
I would-
system, and I've just updated the firmware on it, so I got a bunch of extra games because they put out, I think, an extra 12 games in the last year and a half on it,
Yeah.
and they've got some new modern homebrews on it too. Which
Well,
is
you could put
That's
any
awesome.
game you want to on that.
Yeah, and you can even go into the basic on it and play in basic if you want.
Yeah.
Well, here's
That's
what
really
I think
cool.
would be easy for
That's neat.
for Blaze to get, because there's like a ton of homebrew, and so that I think that at least we could have like a homebrew collection of that.
Yeah, I think that's what, like, outside of seasonal carts, like, whatever. Like, I'm not big onto seasonal carts. I'm like, I want them to do a homebrew cart, like current homebrews, like Princess Quest. They need to get the Coleco version of that. I mean, the Intellivision version's okay. The
Isn't that
Coleco
what,
version's
like-
amazing.
Isn't that kind of like what Indie Heroes is and Mega Cat?
Yeah, that's
Studios?
what I mean. They need to do more of those. I think
Okay.
that's what I want.
But here's my whole thing. I want more of Xeno Crisis and Tanglewood quality of indie games.
Those are risky, right?
I mean,
if you only do one or two on a cart, because less chance somebody will find something they like on there. So I could see that as an issue.
or like Paprium. I think don't get me like those indie heroes are fun, but from like the games are like too short. Like I think they're fun to go through and play once, but I'm not gonna. For me, I won't be revisiting that a lot.
Unless you want to speed run the games because they don't even have scores in them.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, but there's a huge community that does that, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
There's all sorts of
Halloween
people. They
collection.
love that.
It's
Yeah.
probably
In fact,
the easiest one to do.
Yeah, that's probably the easiest,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, agreed. Because
you
there's
can
so many.
just grab a bunch, right? Like
Yeah,
the
there's so many
Splatterhouses
titles.
could go on that, no problem, if you wanted to.
Yeah. And then of course, there's all sorts of crazy games from all the different systems that have those kind of themes.
OG
License or no.
Silent Hill could go if they ever could get that
Oh,
license.
yeah.
Right?
Ooh.
If you have one
Konami.
version of Silent
Oh.
Hill 1 and 2, I hate those games, but I know they have a very big cult following.
Yeah, Silent Hill 1 was like one of those games that came out of nowhere for me.
I got
that
stuck in a
shocked
room
me.
and couldn't get out for the longest time in that one. I'm like, how do you get out
Yeah.
of this room?
Yeah, it's cool. It's very cool. So, all right. So before we move on to the next kind of like fantasy hat kind of thing, I wanted to mention the pinned comment that is in the chat. That is to the Ever chat that is going to be happening within 5 days, right?
Yeah,
Next
next
Thursday. The fine folks over at Retro Gaming Revival are going to be doing something pretty huge. They're giving away not one, but 2 Evercade VSs. That's pretty neat.
Is it VSs they're giving away?
I think they are. I think they are VSs, actually,
Yeah.
that they are giving away, which is pretty neat.
That's awesome.
So I mean, if you guys want to check that out, hit up the link in the description of that video. There are some instructions that you have to do. Like you have to follow that. You got to be subscribed to their channel. You got to go be a member of the Evercade non-official fans group and their Retro Gaming Revival group in Facebook. And then there was something else that they had asked.
So can I just say something real quick? I like the way that they do giveaways and we do giveaways because it's more interactive. Like I know like Blaze did that big giveaway, but I hate when companies or just even other YouTube channels, they basically want you to sell your information. And then I'm sorry, but like I don't know of anyone that wins those. At least with this, you join live, you see who wins it, and it's interactive.
Mhm.
You know, like,
Yeah,
I like that a lot better.
well, I mean, I mean that's that's why we do what we do, right? Because we love interacting with the community and giving back to them directly. Because
Yeah.
it's fun to to be there, and it's cool because then we get to participate in the awesomeness, right? We get to see them kind of like light up in the chat and be like, oh hey, like whatever, and then when we do our funny games with the the numbers or whatever we do, it's it's cool. It's a suspenseful moment that ends in fun.
Yeah, so that's cool that they're doing that. Yeah, they reached out to me and I said, yeah, we should put this on the Evercast. And just let everybody know, I announced last week that I'm giving away my VS that Blaze sent me whenever I get my founders. And I'm going to give it to a subscriber, but I don't know how I'm going to do it yet. I'm thinking about telling me whoever basically wants to enter it, they have to be a subscriber. And I'm thinking about them making them work for it. So they'd have to send me a quick little couple sentence story about why they love Evercade and retro games or whatever, and then I'll remove their names from it, and then maybe we could do a random draw or something like that.
You should do that.
That would be cool.
I like that idea.
So I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to give it away. So whenever I get my founders, it's going up, and I'll send it out.
Nice.
I was thinking about doing it for members too, but I don't know yet. I have no clue, but I'm giving it away.
Give it to your favorite.
Well, that is
well,
cool.
hey, if you pay 99 cents for my channel, maybe you should get a chance to win this Evercade VS.
So
you just do that.
You heard it here first, folks. Evercade VSs are going to be raining from the sky soon. So keep your eyes peeled to here. Keep your eyes peeled to classic gaming fun. Keep your eyes peeled on that.
It'll be a used VS. It'll be used heavily, so I can't promise you. It's not going to have you might want to have to sanitize it after you get it.
That makes it more valuable because it's a VS that was used and touched by Pete.
You should sign it. You should sign it before you send it.
Yeah, no.
There we go.
I hate it when people sign crap that I don't want. But I don't know. Anyway, I'll announce further details, but I will be giving it away. Mostly, guaranteed you have to be a subscriber. But
nice.
It'd be
like, you know what? By making it for members of my channel, the charity, the Extra Life, is winning by it because maybe the members will go up, and it's less to choose from too because there's not a very many. So you get a better chance. I might do members because this could be a good little Christmas thing for Extra Life.
You should.
I think that's cool.
Done officially. You have to be a member of my channel. For 99 cents, you got a 1 in less than 50 chance to win a VS.
There you go, and that is
pretty good.
That is what like.
Oh, that reminds me.
Here.
I should check my lotto tickets.
Causes.
You should check
lotto tickets. It's like Crow wins. He's like, all right, guys, I'm out. See ya.
Subscriber is cool too. But the problem is, when I do subscribers, not everybody. Like it's hard because they don't all show up to the live stream. So at least members, I can just randomly choose live out of X amount of names.
Yeah.
Right.
That's cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's gonna be members only. And if people give me flack for it, you know what? Unsubscribe and leave my channel. I could give it.
Oh well. No,
yeah, I could. If you complain about me the way I'm giving away something, I don't need you.
Hey, it's a good thing, right? It's
raise money for charity and sick kids.
Yeah, why not? Because that's what we're we got to be giving back somehow, right?
Members do. They show like they're in Discord. They're such a cool bunch. I've not had any idiot members yet, which is awesome.
It's good.
It's been really cool.
I like it.
Well, you guys talk to my members all the time because they're in my Discord.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, it's a fun bunch, right?
It is.
I think so.
Everybody's chill.
They're really cool.
Everybody's chill. Everybody loves hanging out. It's a good time. It's a good time.
Awesome.
So, all right, we ready
to
put
Rich, you're automatically entered.
Yes. Yeah, I'm in.
Crow too.
Yeah, but I might
we
take
might
my name out of that.
We might have to like disavow, right?
I think, but still. Well, maybe if you win, when you guys win, you can give it away. So we just keep giving it away.
Keep passing it around. That's hilarious.
Yeah, I gotta give it away. I mean, I never intended to keep it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I thought that Blaze gonna want it back.
Send for review purposes, and then
because they do that, right?
ARS,
but, so I'm gonna give it away. Like that, I always want to do that because I got like 5 or 6 VSs coming.
Yeah,
I've got 2 founders, 2 premiums, 2 standards.
Wow.
Yeah,
you got a bunch of extra cards.
Well, I got one for each of my kids so that when they get older, it might have value and they can sell it for like investment purposes and stuff.
Very cool.
And then I got one for each one of my TVs.
Yeah.
There you go.
Nice. I mean, it's the hidden thing to do, right?
Every time you buy a new TV, you have to buy a new VS.
Pretty much.
Nice,
Pretty much.
nice.
Well, I've got three TVs in the house, so that's 3 VSs. But then I've got the one I use connected to stream on stuff or capture video. Right, that's in a place that's locked. Kind of, it's hard to get to. So, anyway, it's a glimpse into my addiction for Evercade stuff.
Nice. Very cool, very cool. So, are we ready to put our marketing director hats on?
Oh yeah!
Really? I suck at that stuff.
Let's do it. Let's do it. So I don't know. It was just like I was actually talking with Ed yesterday. We were going back and forth, and all of a sudden something just came into my head. It's like maybe it's because I have a premium pack staring me at the face, and then I have all these other things, and they're like, you know what? Maybe it's time to is it time to mix up the games that came in the premium pack?
I can tell you what started that because people on the Facebook forums were asking to buy it, and then I know initially when I was looking at an Evercade, I didn't like that you could just get it with one. You couldn't choose like the 3 games that you wanted to get, and then depending if you bought it from the UK, and then I remember, and then you came up with the idea, Rich. You're like, hey, well, you're marketing director. What 3 games? If you know?
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Regardless of whether or not we think it is or is not time, I think it's just a fun kind of thing to see. Well, all right. Well, if it was up to you, and it was time to make a premium pack for the handheld, because I know we already have the ones that are announced for the VS. If it was time to refresh that set, what games do you put in the premium pack? It's 1 through 20. Let's lock it to there. 1 through 20 you can include. Which 3 games would be in your premium pack?
Is it the Interplay Collection one that's currently in the premium pack?
So it's Atari 1, Data East 1, and Interplay 1 in the US. It's Atari 1, Namco Museum 1, and Interplay 1 in the UK.
Okay.
Excuse me. So does anyone want to jump in?
You can go.
I'll go just because I still like the Atari Collection 1 and Data East Collection 1 being part of that, but I'd swap out the Interplay Collection with maybe like Codemasters.
Okay. All right. That's a cool little mix. And it's like you've got classics from kind of like every side. The Data East Collection is for like a lot of the Data East games are NES titles, so it really hits you the nostalgic beat there. You got the Atari 1 mix with those classics. And it's a really good collection for a fan of the second generation, to be honest. And then of course with the Codemasters, you got a whole bunch of stuff that came was real big hits in the UK. That can introduce people and bring that discovery to people in the US. That's cool. That's a cool mix. Who else wants to go?
You're next.
Yeah.
So I've given this some thought, but it's a little bit different from the rules that you'd set there. So
sure.
So here's my thought behind it, because right now, if you look at part like in Europe, UK, like Evercade is the most popular there. People know about it. So my thinking was we kind of want to branch out a little bit. So my first thought was you got to include the television collection. That's like literally a license to print money, especially here, like in the here in the US. And just kind of expose people to that because we already have Atari, so the television collection that. Then the second one, believe it or not, which you said 1 through 20, but I was thinking that actually the renovation collection, just because that, in my opinion, might be like the best curated collection, even better than Pico. You get like RPGs, you get like such a good mix of console games. Because I was like, what collection would give you kind of a good mix of everything? Would be that. And then the third one that I would include would be an arcade collection. And I think for that, like I would like include the Data East arcade, just because you get like the real Burger Time, you get the real Bad Dudes, and that's like such a great variety. So I was kind of like thinking of like kind of like on the spectrum of games. You have like you have your arcades, like your high 16-bit, and then your television, your low bit, and then you have your like in the middle.
Well, you think about this. You don't want to include your best cartridges in the bundle because people are going to buy those anyway.
Yeah, but I think that you sell more. But I think you sell more consoles. I think you do want to include something like really good.
A lot of people are saying they'd include Namco too, and I purposefully ignored the Namco cartridges just because they won't work in the VS
Yeah.
at this point in time.
Yeah.
All right. So, what about you, Pete? What do you got?
Oh, that's easy. You're going after the American market. That's the only market that matters in video games. I'm sorry to tell you, that's the biggest gaming market for sales. It is. It is for modern and retro, right? You got 50 million people in the US, tons of gamers, and they're used to spending money. They're not a freemium market like a lot of the world is. I mean, Europe's a sizable market too. So I think you do 2 premium packs. You do a European premium pack with the Codemasters Oliver Twins collections in there. And then for North America, you gotta go Atari collection in there. You gotta have the Intellivision collection in there. And if it's the VS, it can't have Namco. So you probably either go two Atari and 1 Intellivision, or get another mainstream American collection in there. That's basically what you got to do, because I think right now the VS and Evercade probably most of their sales is in Europe, I would think.
Yeah.
And they're just scratching the surface now in North America. I mean, the Metal Jesus is doing wonders for it, probably. Like, his video's got over 100,000 views. So,
That's awesome.
but I think, the US market's where they need to hit big time. And you're going to do that going with the classic nostalgia carts. And then your next premium version would be games that are in the 90s for the US market. So you'd look at those, like the Genesis and SNES carts. But I think they should go and get the Intellivision and the Atari together. And if they had a ColecoVision cart, it would be awesome.
Oh, I know.
That would be kind of
Trinity,
cool.
right?
That would hit that. That would.
Yeah.
That would actually that would slam.
If they can find a way to
pack,
figure out
cool.
ColecoVision, that would be awesome.
That would be a cool cart.
But I think American market is key for Evercade's future success.
Yeah.
Good
So I think and apparently it is spreading. Metal Jesus is where John here heard of the Evercade in the first place. So it matters. It matters where the people are talking about it. So so that's pretty cool. So for me, I think what I would do, and maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't. But I love my Atari, so I don't think I'm going to give up a Atari Collection 1. It just has to be there because I just love it so much. But then, even though they're so close together, they're literally right next to each other in the collection line. I would go Technos and then Pico, and the reason why is because if you see the box, right? You've got the big Atari symbol that hits all the nostalgic people in our demographic, in our age group. You go, oh, I instantly recognize Atari. And then right next to it, you see Double Dragon, and you're like, that's my childhood again. And then just a little bit there, you've got Pico, which is, maybe you remember it, maybe you don't. But then you look at the back of the box and you're like, here's a cartridge with 20 games. Here's a cartridge, the Technos cartridge only has, 8 games. And then you've got Pico again, just slam packed with a whole bunch of games. And you're like, wow, what is this crazy value in a box? I got to check this thing out. And then what you do is you chew on the stuff that you remember, right? You chew on that Double Dragon. It's very tasty, and you get some Super Dodgeball, and that's really good. And then you go back and you're like, oh, I remember playing these Atari games. These were pretty neat. And you play that some good stuff too. And then you go, but wait, what are all these other games that I've, I kind of remember or whatever. And then you just dive in and you find Canon, and you find Brave Battle Saga, and you find Water Margin, you find all those other games. You're like, whoa, wait, what are all the other carts? And then you go through and you start going, oh wow, they've got Interplay, because again, Earthworm Jim is still in the name. It is still a draw. You've got Worms, you've got Lynx, you've got all that kind of stuff, and then you go, oh wait, there's arcade games too, and then boom, it's off to the races. I think that's that would be my elevator pitch anyway for that kind of collection. So whether it would work, I don't know, but
you hear that, Sean? If you're watching,
that would be cool. If we were, So I mean, maybe it just is like, you know, hey, in the US, maybe the thing is, maybe we just, you know, do a refresh, right? Oh, hi, buddy. Thanks for
Yeah,
that.
special guest.
Yeah. All right. We'll see you later.
See you later.
All right. So that was fun times. All right, cool. We got all sorts of other stuff in there. I mean, Codemaster Gallico and Oliver Twins. Yeah. And then Atari Intellivision and Technos. That's cool.
Yep.
So
which
boutique.
which tech you want like you think that the console one is more nostalgic than the arcade? For me, that's tough.
I mean, well,
it depends, right?
Right, yeah,
Both have nostalgia.
Yeah, for me, you know, like someone says Double Dragon, right? And then instantaneously in my ear is the 8-bit opening theme for Double Dragon.
It's NES,
You know,
I think of when I think Double Dragon.
Yeah, because it's that version that, you know, like that introduced me into the franchise, right?
Same here. I played it after that, right? A month later after playing it in the arcade when we got the machine and I got a chance to play it. But that NES ones I played most of arcade games on NES because we didn't have big arcades, you just had access to the NES more than the arcade.
Yep. I mean, so and then to Andrew's point here, how would a premium arcade collection, right? You know, with the just arcade collections, and then that might be something you would do, like once there's more, right? You gotta have
that
more,
has to be a VS
collections
bundle
than
only.
4. A VS bundle only, really? You think?
I think so.
Why is that?
I think so.
Yeah. Because of the multiplayer aspect.
Yeah,
you think?
yeah, that's the main key there, right? Because you know the handle doesn't do multiplayer, and arcade's all about 2-player for most of the games.
Yeah.
Anyway,
So
that's just I don't know. It's hard to tell, right?
Yeah.
So the only reason I asked that question, because for me, like, yes, the NES versions are very nostalgic, but there's another type of nostalgia too. There's a type of you could be nostalgic for something that you never got to play as much as a kid, but now you can play it as an adult. So that's
that's how nostalgia works. I don't think so. I think nostalgia for me has I've had to have played it and experienced it and had memories with it, not just a fleeting moment with it. That's more of that wouldn't be nostalgia for me, but anyway, that's just
because I talk about like SN like the Neo Geo and TurboGrafx, like there's that type of nostalgia where we never owned like an AES, never had like TurboGrafx console, but you know. And
I know. I just don't see that as nostalgia at all. You could, I just don't because I never owned it. It's just that now
Well, not only that, I was gonna say there's also nostalgia. Like for me, like
what
there's
is the definition of nostalgia?
Like this may sound kind of odd, but like for me, like TurboGrafx, my nostalgia maybe like late '90s, early like playing that on emulation because that was the first time that I've never played like a physical TurboGrafx.
Well, that's the thing.
You know, you're probably close to that, Ed. It says the state of being homesickness, a wistful or excessively sentimental yearning for return to or of some past period of or incoverable condition, something that evokes nostalgia. So yeah, you're pretty there, man.
Yeah, because like when I was a kid, I knew the Neo Geo existed, but there was no way I was going to be able to afford
example
one.
of
so
nostalgic.
When I could buy one, I bought one.
Yeah, the example of nostalgic is a person who is looking back at old photographs and remembering good times. That's an example of it.
There you go. I mean,
you're right. Yeah. But I guess nostalgia for me is like it's having an experience with it, not just looking at something in a catalog. But I guess that could be nostalgic too, right? Remember when I wanted that so bad and I woke up Christmas morning, I just got socks.
yeah, right.
That happens so many times.
That was me every year asking for a Nintendo.
Did you guys ever have parents? My mom used to be famous of taking clothing and putting them in boxes and wrapping it. And so you get like this box of all kinds of video games, and you open it up, it's like a craft dinner box with a pair of socks inside. And I'm like, what?
Yep. Yeah.
Or like that. Like I don't know how many times I got foiled by that.
Yeah, my grandparents were notorious for that. There would always be like these individual like different size boxes, and then every time it would be like a
t-shirt or a sweater.
Like it's like
that used to annoy the crap out of me.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good stuff. So as we move right along to the next thing, it's time to start talking about our collection rankings. We've been teasing it. And I think next week's show we just got to pull the trigger on this thing, right? next week we got to start talking about these collection rankings. But the question is how do we do it? Because so last year it was just me and Pete, and we did 1 through 10, and it was, that was it, right? So now that we've got the panel of 4, like, are we in a quandary, or is it just self-explanatory? Do we just do 11, or do we just do 11 through 20 all
I
together?
think so. Yep.
Yeah.
And then like later on at the beginning of the year, maybe we can go back and have like a cool deliberation thing. We can re-rank the 1 through 20 in one big group after we get the VS and play them and do all that kind of stuff.
That's going to change our opinion of everything when we get the VS.
Yeah, I mean, do a little shake up and then come back and then do the each year. Then now that we all had to say in that big show, we come back and we do, like the whatever it is, whatever the years. Do we keep doing each year's set as one ranking?
I think that's probably the best thing, like to look at it like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
and we have to do the arcade ranking separately, right?
Right. Yes, we would, but we're gonna have to wait a little bit
next year
so we can
to do
build.
the
Yeah, so we can
arcade
build a collection, right? Because there's only gonna be 4.
Because I can't rank them yet.
Yeah.
I've played them quite a bit, but I've been playing most of the console ones. There's only one collection I really haven't played, and it's the Bitmap Brothers. That's on my schedule for this weekend.
Forgot about that.
Nice. Very cool. Very cool. So, so we came with a consensus. I mean, Crimson Cross definitely thinks the collection rankings is going to be cool. So I think, maybe we just do 11 through 20 for next week, right? Next week's show is going to be 11 through 20. Let's rock it. We'll do what's going on. All of us will have our say. We'll do a big blowout, and then we get our VSs. We chew on them a little bit, and then we can do like a re-rank after we play them a little bit in the
Praise the N64.
Praise the N64. All right, see you again.
No.
Thanks for stopping by.
Sorry, Goblin.
So that, I mean, that's
when are we going to do the ranking show? Is it next week?
Let's do it next week, right? Yeah.
Seems good.
Pete's indifferent.
I've been keeping like the rankings of everything.
Yeah, Pro's already done.
Yeah, as I was going along.
Oh, okay, cool. Yeah. So we've got you're already in there then.
How are we doing?
It'll be cool. It'll be cool. I mean, do you think did anything change your mind? Or
Well, in me?
For through 11 through 20, as you've been keeping these rankings?
Well, the way I do it is I have one big giant list of all the games, and basically when I score the games, I score them on a 1 through 5 scale, even though it's whether it's just based on whether I like the game or not really anything of technical, a little bit technical, but then I order them, and then basically I give them a score based from 1 to whatever the last game is, and then I have a multiplier based on what I graded it, and then they're basically ordered in, do I like this game more than this game? Do I like this game more than this game? And then basically every game gets a score based on the multiplier. And then for that cartridge, everything is added together. And then I have my final score. And then it's just ordered that way.
Got it.
Yeah.
That's
It's
cool.
interesting. Yeah. I like how you get really technical. For me, it's more emotional. Like, for example, let's say if the Indies Heroes collection came out, right when it was supposed to, and the hype was all there, that could have been number 1, but then maybe time passes and I play all the games, it's not as hot anymore. You know what I mean? But then I rediscover something like Namco one, even though it's, to give you an example. So for me, my list is constantly changing. So that's what's going to be difficult. It kind of depends what I've been playing a lot, what type of game I like, what other games I'm bored of.
Mm-hmm.
So it's see, that's the tough thing. Do you rate something as a high cart because it was there for you in the beginning and you loved it and you played through it, or now does it go lower on your list because it's not the hot sauce anymore? So.
Well, see, the cool thing about the rankings is, I think each of us gets to put our own spin on our own list, and then as we talk about it, we can be like, oh, well, these are the reasons why they're ranking XYZ in the list. Crow has his method. I come at it basically as, did the cart really hit me as they were coming out, and then how long is their staying power with me, right?
Yeah.
How long do I want to keep going back to that cart and play it? And that kind of like references how it works for me. And then
I actually have one game on the cart could do it too. So
Yeah, well, it's because it's interesting you pointed it out, because I actually have an alternate list as well, where it's just based on what I think is the best game in the cartridge. Period. Because the other way is a game that has a cartridge that has fewer games than another cartridge is at a disadvantage because there's less games to score in it. So, cartridges that have more games, as long as they're good or great games, are more than likely going to be at the top, rather than the games that only have a few, like Xenowood and Tanglewood, even though those are fantastic games. Even if I gave them really high scores, the cartridge is still not going to beat something with like 20 games. Right. But then I have the other list. And what's interesting is that on one list, one cartridge is at the top, and on the other list, it's at the bottom.
Ooh, we're gonna get to see both lists.
If you want to see both lists, I can.
I'd love to. I'd like to hear your. I'd like to hear your reasoning. Like, hey, in this instance, I rated high, but in this instance, I rated low. Like,
Yeah, I have my reasonings.
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
My technical reasons, and because by trade, I'm a data analyst, so I can't do it any other way.
That's awesome.
Nice.
Man. That's awesome.
Yeah. So I think that's actually, I think that's going to be cool. And I think it's going to be a fun show. I mean, me and Pete last year had a blast doing this. And I think, everyone's new spin coming in and doing this stuff is going to be really cool. So definitely, keep your eyes and ears peeled right here on the feed because, we're going to be doing that, which is awesome.
I think what I might do is do it old school, since I know like Thanksgiving vacation, like I might just take the stack from 11 through 20 and then just pop one in, play it, move to the next one, and then I'll have my physical stack in order. Because I think for me that might be easier, because I don't know, like maybe because it's like, do you just base it on the games, or you can like look through the booklet? I don't know. Like for me, I know like nostalgia is going to play a big part of it. So
that's
nice.
how I might do it. Yeah. So yeah, we'll be working on that through the week. Chatting with the crew here, just finalizing everything, and then of course next week we're gonna be showing you guys what we got, which is awesome. Very cool.
I'm pumped.
All right, cool. So real quick, just you want to dip into the Evercast score challenge?
Oh yeah.
We gotta...
And we have a
well, here's the scoreboard.
Pretty clear winner.
There's the scoreboard up with that there. Here, and then this is so that's the score. So
right.
Let me go here.
Is it in the it's in the private chat.
Yep, it's in
the I put it in the regular chat too.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool.
I expected it magically to appear here.
Share. Get at this tab. This one. Boom. All right. Is it up?
Yep.
It's
there
up.
We go.
There it is. Look at that. So, I mean, I gotta commend you, Crow, on that. That was a wicked fast way of beating that boss. That was really cool.
Well, it was. I had played the game kind of a lot when I first got the cartridge, and I actually played through the whole game on a stream. And basically, by the time I got to the end of the game, I kind of knew the fastest way, the best way to get through the levels. And I just did that at the beginning of the game instead.
Got it.
Yeah. So my strategy was turrets for points. No, but see, I knew here's what's funny about that, because I knew I couldn't complete the first level within the 5 minutes, and I forgot, I wasn't sure about the boss. But for me, it's like the way that I like to play those kind of games. For me, the difficult thing is I like just to be able to keep mashing the attack button. And so if it was it's not like a style of game that I'm used to. And then, so it's it's kind of like an acquired taste. And then when I realized the respawn, it made me think of Rich's video. I'm like, you know what? I'm just, because it's about getting the score, not how far you go. So I'm like, I may not get number one, but I probably will get within number two. So that's what I kind of number two. That's what I kind of that's what I kind of did. They're still more fun than the California games. Sorry, But what's interesting though, I think I broke the game, because if you watch that towards the end, then that skeleton stopped respawning.
Yeah.
So, but yeah. Hats off to you, Crow. You annihilated that. I knew. Yeah.
But you could have made it through the first level within 5 minutes. It only took me 2 minutes.
Yeah. Well, yeah. You went straight through that thing, and I was like, I used the magic thing. I was like, wow, okay, I totally didn't even know.
It's pretty straightforward getting through the game, actually. But what I did was I was just proving a point to I knew how Ed was going to do it by just spawning the enemies. That's all I did. I spent like a minute or two just like this is probably the best way to get a good score if you wanted to, if you couldn't finish the last boss. No, but not everybody could finish the last boss, right? Like if their first time through, unless you got to practice on it, right? And you only get 3 lives. Yeah. So I'm saying if you want to do it this way, you could do it that way. And then I can't. Like I constantly got to be moving forward in those games. And then I got to the boss, and I'm like, how did I beat this boss before? And then I'm like, I ran out of time.
I remember being tough. Yeah.
But yeah,
that is a decent soundtrack.
So if you want the current the results?
What do we got? Yeah, what do we got coming up this week?
There you go. This is actually it was my pick. I'm glad this one won.
Oh wow! Okay, let me get this. Let me get this here.
Yes.
What's up here?
I was actually kind of surprised that hardly anybody voted for Panic Dizzy.
Thank God. We actually get a score chase game for once for the challenge like it's supposed to be. Sorry.
They're just tired of seeing us complain. That's why.
Thank you,
You're the only one that complains.
So demons to diamonds.
Demons
on Atari
diamonds.
Oh, and so that poll's closed. The next poll.
All right. Yep.
Here you go. I'm putting it in the chat too. It's already up. It's ready to go.
All right. Let me get this one.
Oh my God!
Splatters.
Do not want.
Ugh.
Sure.
There's one game
I'm gonna go with Yump.
Go for next week's. There it is.
I voted Yump for me or Exump or
Side
whatever.
Pocket is if Side Pocket wins, we kind of have to decide on which game to play because there's 2 different modes with scores.
I don't mind Side Pocket actually.
You know what? I don't know. What am
Splatters just annoys me. That's all.
I tell you, I'm not going to tell you what I'm voting for, but I know what I'm voting for.
I will always go with an Atari Lynx game. I just love the Atari Lynx collections. I think they're great.
Lynx collection is awesome. So yeah, that's a
both are very strong.
Heavy lean for me, but I enjoy Splatterhouse too. Like
when we do the ranking, are we doing 11 through 20 as the numbers of the ranking, or are we doing 1 through 10 again? Because then I'll mess up the spreadsheet.
We can rank them. We can rank 11 through 20 in
1 through 10 again. Okay, cool. All right, cool.
So.
But next week we're just doing 11.
We should clear season 1 up. We should create just a separate tab on that spreadsheet to just have 2021. No, but you included the whole collection on top.
Oh, got it. Yeah. No, I'll separate it out.
Yeah, separate it out. Yeah.
Yep.
Cool. Anyway.
Cool. And then we'll work.
What?
Yeah, we got.
No, Dan, I like Splatterhouse, but I just don't like it. I don't like it for high score games and stuff like that. Like I didn't think X was, or whatever you want to pronounce it, was a proper high score.
You know what's funny? I enjoy playing those side scrollers that have the scores.
Oh, I love those games. I just don't see them as high score games.
I think it's interesting to play them to see who can get the highest score because it's not something you normally think of.
That is true. Yeah, that's a really good point. I never thought of that, and that's how I think I might have mentioned that. Like when I was playing it, I never thought about playing this as high score.
I know I mentioned it when I played it too.
You don't get extra lives, right?
No, but what I did know is that when you finish the level, you get bonus points for the health you have left over and the magic you have left over. Too. So that's why I just wanted to play through the game because I was like, let's see how far I can get.
Andrew, I'm not a Dizzy fan. I like Dizzy. I hate the freaking music because it's on every one of the games. I like the music if it was just different per game. But like they spit out so many of those games, they had to reuse the music. That's the only thing it grades on me. That and it's in every one of their games. It's a version of the same tune. That's all. I like Dizzy. I think Dizzy's cute and sometimes overcomplicated in his design. But
yeah, no, I've gotten a little bit of a.
So Andrew, I do like Dizzy. Don't get that wrong.
Oh, I forgot this.
There he is. There it is again. Nice.
Yeah.
So,
hey, you got to tell them about the time change.
So we're kicking it around. We're kicking around about a possible time change for the show. Thinking about possibly starting at 10 a.m. Eastern instead of 11 a.m. Eastern. I'm gonna kick it to you guys here in the chat and anyone that's watching on the replay. What do you guys think? Hit us up down below. Hit us up in the comments. An hour earlier, is it good for you guys? Is it not good for you guys, or whatever? And we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. I've been thinking, we'll see.
They should be
See
used to
what's going
time
on.
changes now.
They should. They should. But we've been hitting that 11 a.m. like pretty consistently. But if it's an hour earlier, is it
only
working for you
one it
guys? Is it
impacts
not?
is me.
So,
it impacts everybody.
There's no
I gotta
West
get
Coast
up here.
people on here.
Yeah.
It's just me.
So, but we'll see. We'll see what happens.
I mean, for early and waking up, unless
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. I mean, it is a little early for you.
Why? You have to wake up early too?
I'm an early bird. Yeah, it's really
Yeah.
like who else is on West Coast in chat besides me? They'd be crazy if they were just tuning in, getting up on the West Coast. So yeah, do it.
Here it is. So it's all good.
That's funny. Well, normally every weekday I have to get up at 6. So
There you go.
All right. So we'll see. We'll see what people have to say. Keep it tuned though
Who
to
said they get a
the
vote?
feed. I mean, I say they get the vote, right?
All right, well, better man
We'll
than
see.
me.
We'll see. So we'll see. We'll see what they have to say. But I do have another announcement for those that have been asking for it. If you guys want to listen to us on the go, and you don't have a YouTube app, or it's just too dear on your internet connection to watch us on the go, you can now put us right in your ears via podcasts. The Evercast is now officially launched on all podcast services. We're on iTunes, we're on Google Play, we're on Stitcher, we're on Spotify, and we'll soon be floating around to all the little other things out there. So if you please come to see us here on the YouTube channel, because of course we do a lot of cool video things. But from now on, we will also every show be on the podcast feed, and I've been diligently working on getting every single episode of Evercast there ever has been, and they will be uploaded directly to that podcast feed for your listening
I was
pleasure.
a fan.
You're a
Actually,
good man.
that's the only way I did listen to us. I'd rather listen than watch our faces.
So
if I were you, I'd go with the digital one. Yeah.
So definitely check us out on your podcast service of choice, and keep it tuned there for more episodes coming through. And of course, we'll remind you in the very beginning of each of those podcast episodes that we do have a YouTube channel here, and the Evercast, wherever its home may be, will always be on YouTube for your viewing pleasure as well. So
I got you, Roger.
yes, that's a perfect segue there. Thanks.
It's not
Roger.
Thanksgiving, Roger.
Happy Thanksgiving to everyone here in the
majority
States.
rules.
It's not Thanksgiving till next week for you guys.
Yeah, well, you gotta prepare.
That's it. Yeah, the turkey is already in the sink. That's why I was late. It was
Gotta
late
go
coming
hunt
in
some
here.
turkey.
Put the turkey in the sink.
Nice.
We're gonna
There's not until
butterfly that
Thursday.
bad boy. Yeah. Oh
What are
no.
you doing
Oh
with it?
no. You butterfly it, right? And then you put seasoning salts on it. All right. So butterfly is to make it flat. You put that bad boy on a cooking tray, and you put it in the fridge, and you leave it there from Sunday through Thursday morning. And then when you put it in there, you get a nice dry brine on it. It cooks in half the time. It comes out.
Wow.
I'm extra
Tasty
hungry for lunch
goodness.
now.
Thank you to Alton Brown for that episode of Good Eats, because that was it's very good. Very good times. Very good times. So I hope you guys have a good week. And those of you here in the States have a fantastic Thanksgiving.
Cooking with Rich.
Cooking with Rich. Hey, why not, right? Turkeys for
Next
Christmas.
Well, yeah,
and
you do eat turkey for Christmas too.
that's it.
Yeah, we do
ham.
turkey.
Yeah, and
for Christmas.
ham. Sometimes you eat ham.
I don't like ham. We do
Yeah, I'm
turkey. I make my world famous award-winning chili, and proper chili, no beans.
What awards has it won?
Yeah. Huh?
What awards has it won?
Many awards. Many awards. Actually, I won a city championship in 2003 in Kamloops, British
Nice.
Columbia.
There you go.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Technically,
So
it is
that's
award
gonna-
winning.
Yes,
That's
it is
gonna
award-winning.
happen. Yeah,
Yeah, but I only make it once a year, and I make enough for the whole holidays.
I gotta try some Pete's award-winning chili. I love some chili.
Chili.
It's good stuff.
Chili's
It's good stuff.
amazing.
Now,
might
you know
can
what?
it
I'm
and
gonna
start
have
selling
chili for lunch.
You're gonna have a chili
Nice.
dog, or is that
Nice.
allowed in Chicago?
I have chili dogs. Yeah, chili
Yeah,
dogs
you
are
can
allowed.
get chili dogs.
You and your hot dog rules.
Yeah,
Yeah,
there are.
Oh,
severe hot dog.
God forbid you put ketchup on a hot dog, but you can put a tomato-based chili on a hot dog.
Oh
Yeah.
But then you get the ones where you get the chopped up chopped up relish and some pickle.
Yeah,
a little,
that's
little
Chicago
celery
style.
salt.
I'm
That's
not
a
talking
celery
about
salt?
that anymore
Mm.
because we'll be talking about it on tomorrow's podcast.
Yeah.
Probably if we keep talking
Yeah.
about hot
It comes
dogs.
up every week. It comes up every
Yeah.
week.
Does it really? It didn't
Well,
come out last week. We
I
didn't
think
talk
it
about
did.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't remember. Our show is so all over the place. It's the ADD of podcasts.
Yes. Oh, yes. And Roger's there to remind again. Hit that pinned link. Next Thursday, they're giving away the thing. The VS.
thing.
The VS.
Wait, they got VSs to give away? How'd that happen?
I don't know. Yeah, they're giving away one in one and then one in another, right? They're doing one episode, and then the next episode that they reconvene, they're going to do the other. I think that's how it works.
Yeah.
I'm not
One
sure.
day
Hit
we'll
the
have to
link.
get Blaze
Find
to
more.
send you some stuff for us to give away.
Oh, that'd be cool, right?
Eventually.
Yeah. Why not? Let's do it.
Why not?
Make it rain awesome
Once
things
they
from the
get
sky.
VSs to
Things.
sell, they don't
Yes.
have any yet, right?
Yes, that is. It is confirmed. 2 things will be given away.
Cool.
But all right, so that about wraps it
My
up though
precious.
for us today. Yes, that precious VS controller. Hopefully, will be in
I
our
should
hands
give it
very
a kiss. I'll
soon.
see if still people want to win it. I was like,
Yes, amazing. Oh,
Oh God!
all right, that's enough. We gotta call it.
No,
Oh,
I didn't
God.
like it. I didn't like it. That's gross.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for hanging out and and chatting with us. We will see you guys next week and catch you guys for awesome Evercade times. Once again, I'm Rich. That's Retro KillDashNine. That's Crow. That's Classic Gaming Fun Pete. Make sure you go and give all these guys their channel some love. Go in there and make sure you're watching all that good stuff too. And until next time, guys, we will
Hey,
see
go
you.
get Ed to 200 subs. He's at 194.
Yeah.
That's right. That's right.
Get him to 200.
60 you go in and hit the sub right now. Get them over 200.
If
We'll
everybody in
celebrate
Evercade community
next time.
sub to KillDashNine and Retro Rich, they'd hit 1,000 subs.
Yeah,
That's true.
let's do it.
So why is that not happening? Why
All
we
for
should
good
do
times.
a big drive to get subs to you guys. Like
We'd have so much
seriously.
giveaways if they did that.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
Well, it's not
Oh.
about giveaways. It's about your crazy, quirky.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's about building the community to
Yeah,
come
I
hang
know.
out with us like crazy people and doing all sorts of fun stuff.
Yeah.
All right, guys.
It's about watching you kill the same skeleton over and over again for 5 minutes in the climax.
I knew he was going to do that. I knew it. I knew that was a strategy. Like, I knew right away that he was going to do that. All I wanted to do was finish levels. I know you get points when you finish the level. But then I got caught up explaining how Ed was going to do it. And then I'm like, oh, crap. Now I got to finish level. And then I completely fell.
Oh, man. All right.
Yeah.
All right,
But the game
guys.
is not that hard. Like, to be honest with you, once you get in a groove, the jumping's a bit tricky in some of the areas because, the edges and stuff. But yeah, it's not a hard game. You just got to get used to,
Plus-
when to hit and the spawning and stuff.
Yeah. Plus, the game likes to spawn stuff right where you're gonna jump.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so you have to
certainly.
wait. So you have to die a couple times and figure out the pattern. Then it's pretty straightforward.
Yes. All right. Well, there we go. It's again. We'll try it
Bye,
again.
people.
See you guys.
See
This
you
concludes our
tomorrow.
podcast day. Click.
Click.